Welcome to Gorez, and you've seen me talk about bands usually, but now I've decided to talk about albums as well. And I think Ghost is a very good start. And since Ghost's new album is out, which is a very good news to all their fans, and probably the Catholic Church as well. Usually, when I want to talk about bands, I go and listen to all of their songs, and even though this video was supposed to be about one of their albums, I went and listened to all of their songs for a couple of days anyway. And because I really want to just get into that musical atmosphere and feel everything that there is to feel about the band and their music. But when I was listening to their early albums, like the first couple of albums, I was really close to summoning demons and probably the devil himself to like have an orgy in my house, which I probably would have said yes to, but that's not the point. The point is, there was something very interesting, and it was a very small change in the direction that band is moving into. And if we look at their legal disputes and all the drama and interviews and everything, it's pretty safe to assume that Ghost is a solo project. And this change is not because of the changes in ever-changing lineup of the band, because a lot of people have come and gone from the band, but the overall musical style and the emotions behind the songs are pretty consistent. But there is one slight change that is pretty visible in their second album, and it gets deeper and more visible from there forward. And I don't really like to call bands satanic because a lot of times it's a way for them to look cooler, to sell more records, to convey a message, and so I'm gonna call them satanic themed, not satanic. And if we look at their early albums, Ghost was a heavily satanic themed band, and they were obsessed with religion and everything about it, to a point that sometimes it got annoying, because you had this beautiful song and beautiful lyrics, and then there was this line that was just a cheap shot at religion. It was just annoying. Like, if you look at religious songs and poems and everything, a lot of times you see some lines that are there to convey a message. It's not something poetic. There is no literary value to it. It's just you completely see someone, a preacher with some level of literary knowledge that is trying to be poetic and everything, but at the end of the day, he's just or she's just the mere preacher. And sometimes I saw that in Ghost, and it was kind of annoying, but to give them the benefit of the doubt, they were trying to mock religion and the religious stuff, texts, poems, and everything. So, and sometimes they did change, even they changed actual religious songs and poems. I don't know, there should be a better word for it. Hymn, is it? I don't know. And, but it could be that they were trying to imitate them, but at the same time mock them. So maybe that's why they were using those kind of cheap shots. But anyway, the point is they were heavily obsessed with religion. And like I said, because they are church themed and they trying to be satanic and everything, it's completely normal for them to sound like that and everything. And but there's one thing that's changing, and if you look at their first song from their first album, it's like I can't memorize it. So it's Lucifer, we are here for your praise, evil one. It's like, they are very vocal and clear about their message and what they want to do. And this goes on into their second album as well, although there is that small change that I'm talking about, because there was an artistic choice they made, and it was that in the song Year Zero, there's this part that they say hell Satan, whatever. And this could have easily been Hail Satan, but it's not. So I think that's where they decided to like tone it down a little. And moving on into their third album, Meloria, I'm not really sure if I'm pronouncing it right. they have toned it down a lot more. Like a lot of their songs are not about Satan and Satanism and everything anymore. But because if you look at their first couple of albums, they are very vocal. It's just straight up satanic stuff, you know. And they mock Lord's Prayer, and even they instead of saying Amen, they say Nema. Is it? Because it's the opposite of it. And they are really trying to be shamelessly satanic. But in Meloria, in their third album, a lot of their songs are not like that anymore. You know, if you look at the song series, it's a hard word to pronounce. I'm not really sure. It's supposed to mean church in as an archaic word. Circe, I don't know. If you look at that song, it could be interpreted as it is about Satan, but it could easily be perceived as a fucked up love song, you know? And it's not that obvious that it's about Satan anymore. You could just be a fucked up lover and somehow relate to the song. And from that point on, you see a lot of these love songs in Ghost, and they are not love songs, they are Ghost produced love songs. But still, you get the idea. They are trying to keep that aesthetics, they are trying to keep that musical style and everything, but they are moving away from that satanism. This consistency is more on the emotional side because their musical style is somehow changing as well. Because if you look at their last album, the one that we're supposed to be talking about right now, Impera, is it? The heaviest song in the album is Watcher in the Sky. And that song is a pretty average song in their earlier albums. So it's like a lot lighter, a lot happier, and overall less metal. And again, if you look at the song Call Me Little Sunshine, in this album, it's pretty much the same story as Circe. And because it could be about Satan, but again, it could be a twisted, fucked up love song. It's something like The Devil and I by Slipknot. The devil in that song and Mephistopheles in this song called Little Sunshine could be mere metaphors. And with all this out of the way, let's actually talk about the album. Impera, as Tobias has said in interviews, is supposed to be about the fall of the empires and how humans keep destroying everything that they create. I think Caesarian, again, my obsession with pronunciations and me being too lazy to actually check them, is a very good choice to be almost the first song of the album. And especially because it's full of different references. I spent almost 2 hours on Wikipedia trying to cover everything that has been said in the song. But the things that are worth mentioning is one, Hypatia, who was like a Greek scholar, and she was murdered by a Christian mob. It's a ghost song, so no surprises there. And the second thing is this notion that history tends to repeat itself. And the fact that we as humans create empires and great civilization and everything, and we destroy it because we're just that's how we are, that's who we are. And right now, since humanity is on a fast track to destroy itself with all this global warming and everything, I think it's a very proper concern. And the message in the other song, Spillways, is something that I sort of agree with. And it's the fact that if the world is shitty, is not because we are shitty humans. It's the fact that humans are shitty. Like, it's our nature. We are by nature bound to destroy everything that we create. No matter how big of a civilization we create, we destroy it in the end because we're just shitty creatures by nature. And now let's talk about that change that I mentioned earlier. Ghost has always struggled because of their satanic theme, and they have had troubles finding choirs, CD producers, and their music is not allowed in a lot of places. They're not allowed to perform in a lot of places. And I get that because I'm from an Islamic country, Iran, and when I was home and I lived in a dorm for some time, and when I listened to Ghost on speakers, I always thought with myself that it's really good that people don't understand what they are saying. Otherwise, I would be in big trouble. And although I do have the same problem here now that I live in Turkey, because I have this urge to listen to System of a Down's Holy Mountain all the fucking time. But the point is, this satanic theme is cool and all, but the problem is people usually take it too seriously. They take it literally, you know. It's like the problems that Marilyn Manson has had in his career. And I think it's pretty understandable if they want to remove that obstacle and to be seen even more. And I'm not mainstream shaming them. I'm not one of those people that has like a sellout stick that is looking for every chance to shove it up some artists and bands. And even if it is only a financial issue and they are doing this to make more money, I still understand it because it's money, you know? And artists are people too, so it kind of makes sense to me. When you have no skin in the game, it's really easy to be a Puritan and be like, no, you gotta respect art and value art more and not do mainstream shit. But if I tell you that I will publish this song, video, whatever, under your name, and I'll give you $1 million in cash right now, you most probably would accept it. Most people would. So there's that. And on the other hand, we could give them the benefit of the doubt. To be exact, we could give Tobias the benefit of the doubt because Ghost has been producing music for like 15 years now. And people change. It's a very long time. People change their concerns and interests and everything, and their worldview changes. And this could easily be another step in their artistic journey. Especially if you look at Forge's interview where he said that in 2014 he saw like a book that talked about the fall of the empires and everything. And he said to himself that someday I'm gonna make a record talking about this, and this could just be that. Like they had some stuff to say about the devil, Satan, demons and evil stuff, and now they want to talk about politics and governments, and looks like their topic didn't change much after all. All in all, I like the album. It's good, it's interesting, it sounds like Ghost, but it's not the Ghost that created Year Zero. And I keep mentioning this song because it's one of my all-time favorites. And the problem is they are church themed now, you know. They try to sound the same and to keep that musical style, but at the same time they are trying really hard not to be offensive anymore and not to be perceived as satanic anymore. And I hate it when YouTubers say like, let me know in the comments what you guys think, because most of the time we know that they don't give a shit, but I do actually care. I want to know what you think about this, especially this theory that I have that Ghost is changing and all. And I like to talk about music with people in general. So do let me know in the comments what you guys think. And I have also made a playlist with all of my favorite songs from Ghost from all of their albums. And I'll put a link down there. Check that out as well. Follow me on Spotify. I like having followers there. And that's pretty much all I had to say about Ghost. And if you like this video, found it useful, blah blah, don't forget to like, subscribe, comments and everything, and I'll see you in the next video.